Hey, sports fans, Larry Eater, Run Blog Run. This is day 10 of the 2021 U.S. Olympic Trials presented by Toyota. The day 10 was a little strange. This is our trials breakdown. So what happened was we had a 5,000 meters in the morning, and then we came back and started the heptathlon. And it was 108 degrees by 2:30 in the afternoon, so they suspended the meet, evacuated the stadium, and we came back at 8:30 at night. For many of us, it was a challenge. I went back to my hotel, and the not only the Wi-Fi crashed, but the air conditioning system broke down. And needless to say, that was a little special. But we went back at 8:30 in the evening, and we had the women's heptathlon, which had a tremendous finish in the 800. Annie Kunz won in 6,703 points, giving her the Olympic standard with a PB. Kendall Williams, who already had the Olympic standard, scored a PB at 66.83, and Erica Bugard, 66.67. She also had the Olympic standard. Erica's been there before. I think Kendall has as well. Here's the deal. I think this is the first time in years that we've got real actual shots at a medal in the heptathlon, and I'm pretty excited about that. We didn't talk about what happened in the morning. We had a pretty tremendous men's 5,000, which went out kind of pedestrian, about 2:41 for the first 1,000. 5:21 at 2,000 and 8:07 at 3,000. So really at about 13:40 pace. It even down more at 4,000, and you knew the guys were going to be kicking. You had Paul Chelimo, Olympic silver medals, Grant Fisher and Woody Kincaid, who had gone 1-2 in the 10 at the trials. Cooper Tier, who had done so well in the NCAAs, Emmanuel Bohr and Morgan Beadlescomb, he was a name being whispered by many, as well as Connor Mance, who had done so well in the NCs, and Nico Young. But over the last 1,000, which took 2 minutes, 27.93 seconds, it came down to Paul Chelimo, Grant Fisher, Woody Kincaid, and Cooper Tier. And Chelimo won. It was, I want to give you this little last split here. It was right around a 53.5 last lap. The last 200, Chelimo covered in 25.5, Fisher in 25.6, Kincaid in 25.7, Cooper Tier in 26.5. Paul ran 13:26.82 to win. Grant Fisher 13:27.01 in second. So he had second both the 5 and the 10. Woody Kincaid was third in the 10 at 13:27.13. And Cooper Tier, the amazing underclassman at Oregon, who is being written about on Facebook by Ron Lane this week. I think Ron's the official Cooper Tier PR person. Ran 13:28.08 in fourth place, 26.57. What is controversial is what Paul did, and Paul's a racer. And what Paul did is he ran Fisher and Woody Kincaid out into lane 4, so they couldn't get by him. You know what? That's called tactics. If anybody doesn't like it, wait till they get the Olympics and get hip checked. 5,000 meter running, as a Russian coach said back in the 50s, is not ballet. You don't get a score for the points, how pretty you look when you're running. The idea is to go from point A to point B faster than anybody else. And yeah, there's going to be some physical stuff, and Americans have just got to get used to it. And Paul Chelimo will be in the medal hunt because he knows how to race. Grant is coming along, looked fantastic. Woody Kincaid, kudos, especially after that 10. And Cooper Tier, you're not too far off. You were pretty darn impressive. Let's go to the men's long jump. Men's long jump, our friend Javon Harrison, who won the high jump and the triple jump in the NCAAs, did just the same thing in the Olympics. And he On the third attempt, he went 8.47 meters, 27.9 and a half, and he won the long jump. And so he's the first American since 1912 to be in the long jump and the triple. Marquis Stendy, 8:38, second attempt, and finished it with 8:29 and 8:28. 8:38 is 27.6. Stephen McCarter, 8.26 meters, 27 feet, 1 1/4. And in fifth, DeMarcus Simpson at 8:19, a PB, 26.10 and a half. We've got a team there that could win medals. Jeff Henderson, who was the 2016 champion, finished sixth. After the men's long jump, we started getting down to the final four events. And that next event was the women's 400. And hurdles. 400 hurdles has 10 hurdles. It is a sadist race. Well, the 400 is tough enough. When you had 10 hurdles, you swear that those last three hurdles are getting higher and higher and higher. And it's just like, dear God, how am I going to get around these? Well, Cindy McLaughlin went through some changes over the pandemic. She changed from Joanna Hayes to Bobby Kersey as coach. She scored PBs the 100 meters, the 100-meter hurdles, and the 60-meter hurdles as well. And she opened up at 52.78 this season. Delilah Muhammad was the world record holder. Had some injury issues, but she was looking great through the rounds. Shamir Little has been looking fantastic. She ran 53.71, I believe, earlier this season, and she broke 50 seconds for the 400 meters. Cassandra Tate, an Olympian in the past, looked really good, as did Ashley Spencer, who was a medalist, world championship medalist. So the race got off. Cindy McLaughlin, Delilah Muhammad next to each other. Anna Cockrell's running, really battling Shamir Little. But it's a Delilah and Cindy show. And coming at the 300 meters, so right at the eighth hurdle, right before the ninth, Muhammad and McLaughlin are together. And over the ninth, Cindy McLaughlin got a foot and a half difference, and she expanded on that. And she continued to push, sprinting to the finish line, crossing the finish line as she had practiced since she was in high school. But this time she goes 51.90 for the 400-meter hurdles. A 51.90 is a pretty damn good time for the 400 meters. But this is the 400-meter hurdles, sports fan. She's the first woman under 52 seconds, world record and national record. Delilah Muhammad, 52.42. The only time, there's one time between her and Sydney, and that's Delilah's world record. Anna Cockrell, third, 53.7 a PB. Shamir Little, 53.85. Cassandra Tate, 56.51. Deontay Bookman, 56.90. And Ashley Spencer, 60 seconds 19. But Sydney McLaughlin, hats off to her. She ran a fantastic race. She built for it. She prepared for it. I think she can go faster. I think Delilah can too once she gets over some issues. And I think Anna Cockrell. I think we could go 1, 2, 3 in Tokyo. Yes, and I hate to be that jingoistic, but it's yeah, I think they're that good. I think Sydney can run 51.5, and Sydney was the focus of a big sponsorship battle a few years ago, and folks at New Balance picked her up. And New Balance was Sydney, Trayvon Bromell, Emily Sisson, Elle Purier, Heather McLean, and Corey McGee. Pretty darn impressive. And also, I think our friend Vernon Norwood will probably be on the 4x4 as well. So it's nice to see some of the other brands getting involved. This time we're seeing you guys at Tracksmith and On Running doing some things. But New Balance has really stepped up, and they had some tremendous performances. And Cindy McLaughlin is such a popular athlete. It's not that She makes the event look easy. She respects the event, but she also works hard. She deals with adversity. And I think that's really, really cool too. So congrats to Cindy McLaughlin for setting a world record in 51.9. The next race was the women's 800, and that's Athing Mu's story. Uh, Chanel Price took them out in 27:32, 57:44, and by 500 meters, Athing Mu had taken that race over. At 600, she was leading, and 127.58. Raven Rogers was back at 128. Aji Wilson at 127.9. We thought they were out of it. Raven came from the farthest back, sixth place, and then moved into fourth, and then moved into second. Aji Wilson had dropped back, went from fifth to third, 158.39. So Athing Mu, 156.07 for the win, world leader, meet record, personal best. Second place was Raven Rogers, 157.66, personal best. And third place was Aji Wilson, 158.39, a seasonal best. Fourth place was Michaela Meyer at 158.55. Chanel Price was fifth in 158.73. Ali Wilson, 159.02. Kate Grace, seventh, 159.17. Eighth, Hannah Green, 159.55. And ninth, Nia Atkins, 212.87. Looks like she fell down. I think that's what I heard. I had been told what I heard. But again, congratulations to Athing Mu. We're down to our final two races of the trials. The men's 1500 was a very interesting tactical race. And it you had the first lap being led by Eric Avila, who's beat everybody in front of him. And then the second lap was more of a tactical thing. You had Avila and you had Prekel in there. And then Centrowitz is sitting right behind them. And Centrowitz is the 2016 World Olympic champion. He's won medals in the Worlds and the Olympics. And he is a U.S. champion. And you had Centrowitz push himself into first, and they hit the 1100 at 242. And really by 1,200 meters, it looked to me like he had it. People were giving him distance. And he led until about 10 meters to go. And what had happened is the water jump was Cole Hawker started to make this move with about 160 meters. And with 50 to go, he was right on Centrowitz. And Centrowitz was using like a 400 burst, and he just could not respond. And Cole Hawker hit the finish right in the lead at 3:35.28, a personal best for Cole. Matthew hit 3:35.54. That's 3:35.54. And Yara Nagusa at 3:36.19. In fourth place, Craig Engels, who everybody thought could win the race, 3:36.69. Fifth place, Henry Wynn, 3:37.70. Josh Thompson, 3:37.73. The truth is that Cole Hawker is 0.28 off the qualifying time for the Olympic trials, but because of the new rating system that's come in, it looks like Cole is rated as the 44th 1,500 meter runner. He got 100 points for the Olympic trials win. Matthew Centrowitz showed class, congratulating Cole Hawker. Matthew also knows that the big thing for him is in Tokyo in about 4 weeks. And Yara Nagus from Notre Dame, 3:36.19, pretty tremendous. Craig Engels fourth, Henry Wynn fifth, Josh Thompson sixth. Congratulations to all competed there. And now we're getting to the last race of the trials, and that is the men's 200. Arian Knighton had run a junior record in the semis and had finished just ahead of Noah Lyles. And it looked like Noah was a little annoyed. Kenny Bednar had moved on, Fred Curley moved on, Isaiah Young, Terrence Laird, Kyrie King, and Andrew Hudson. So they all get into the lovely 200, and surprises, surprises, no false starts. And coming off the turn, Noah Lyles showed why he said this race is going to be disgusting. He dominated that race from then on, winning in 1974, a world leader. Kenny Bednarek PB'd in 1978, but he really had no say about what was going on in the race. And Arian Knighton was taught a lesson. Maybe listen to people a little older than you. 1984, but Arian looked great. Fred Curley, 1909 in fourth place. Isaiah Young in 2003. Terrence Laird, 2015. Kyrie King, 2030. And Andrew Hudson, 2037. It was a fantastic race. The only 200 that'll be better this year will be at the Olympics. That is most definite in my mind. And I thought the last hour of the Olympic trials may have been the best track on TV in years. 4 boom, 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 actually 5 boom, 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 boom events. Well done. It was great for the athletes. It was great for the fans. It was great for TV. So let's see if we can learn something from that. And so ends the Trials Breakdown series. This was day 10. I want to thank our production manager and programming director, Mike Deering, for putting this together and keeping me when I'm making a mistake, keep me updated. That means a lot. Also want to thank all of our writers here at the trials. We've had David Hunter, we have Elliot Denman, we've had the crew of Maury Shantz from the SOJC's Track Bureau. 4 different writers on a daily basis, and there'll be stories the next couple of days too. So that should be a lot of fun as well. But again, thank you for everyone for following the Olympic trials. We will be doing incredibly deep coverage of the Olympics. So watch for announcements and support it as well. This is Larry Eder with the Trials Breakdown 10. Thank you again, and signing off.